kids get back to school.
Yep. I'll agree with that.
You know what I mean? All the
I
stuff they
think
need, you know?
I like that. I like that 100%. It kind of, I think, that is me and you have talked about kind of my idea for my nonprofit that I'm working on. I think that could be tied together to some degree. You know, I think school in the future might be a little bit different than what we think it is now. Sadly,
Yeah, I
I think
agree with that.
we're moving in a different we're moving in a different direction.
Yeah.
But and that's not necessarily a bad thing, as as they say. I think COVID kind of showed us that we don't necessarily have to have brick and mortar anymore, and that's not always a bad thing. You know,
No, but I do think that that whole thing, and I don't necessarily side with some of these. I don't know, some of the people out there in the world that say this and say that and are on the news and
right?
all that kind of stuff. But I do think that it did hurt the kids
Thank you, Kevin.
socially.
Darby. Yes, I'll agree with
Socially, I
that
think it
100.
did.
I will agree with that 100%. I think socially it did absolutely hurt. I think it absolutely hurted social skills. But I think that there are ways around, you know, around that. You still have there are still things in the community that you can do, like sports and other things like that. Me and you can talk this out. I think there are absolutely things, and your program could be something that would offer stuff like that. I think there are things out there that in the world that offer more than what we realize.
Oh
I
yeah.
think it's brilliant. I think it's brilliant what the internet has. There are good things the internet has changed, and there are obviously anything has its bright sides and its dark sides, if you will. And I think the generation that's coming up right now is learning that very quickly, a
Right.
lot quicker than my generation did.
Yeah, mine too. I was way behind. We didn't even have any of this stuff. I still don't know how to do Look, I didn't even know how to co-host. I was like, do I have to go live? I don't know.
Hey, you're getting there.
Hell,
You're
I
getting
couldn't
there.
do all the stuff that these guys do in some of these lives and all this stuff. There's just no way. I'm just like, forget it. That's why numbers ain't important to me. It's just like,
Yeah,
this connection, this right here
yep,
between you and I,
yeah,
that's the connections that I yearn
yeah.
for.
And that's what I go for.
Chronicles has been in here. Chronicles, that's another
Yep,
guy. You know what I mean? There's connections that I have made that I want to keep for a lifetime.
right. Yeah, and I love Chronicles. I love going in his room and chatting with him. And I've been busy with a lot of stuff that I've been trying to cut back on lately. It's difficult, and I know he has too, because I'm sure he's been wild busy lately. But you know how it goes. You get carried away with trying to do too much and have to scale stuff back. Me and you talked about that a couple times before. Trying to
Yeah,
take too many, put too many
too
irons in the
much.
fires. Yeah,
It's too
and
much.
I'm learning to manage those. those.
Right.
It's like I said, I'm lucky to have I'm lucky to have good people in my life to mentor me. Oh,
But
so we're way over 27 or 5,000 cats right now. Would you like to hear the poem of the day?
go ahead with the poem of the day.
Possibly wrap this up if you want to.
Yeah.
And so I wrote a poem about friends today. kind of cheesy, but you know how it is. I try to stay kind of hopeful. Am I me without my friends? The answer is no without amends. I might survive were they gone, but I'd be different and withdrawn. My mind would change, as would I, and this is something I can't deny. My smile would not be as bright. I'd lose a little of my fight. If I were destined to be alone, no one to share the things I've known, I'd lose a little piece of me. But I have friends abundantly. I am grateful for this gift. Elsewise, I would be adrift. Friends to help me to my feet, remind me that I am complete. Friends who tell jokes and play pranks. For my friends, I owe many thanks. Poem of the day.
That's awesome. I like it.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I felt grateful for my friends today. So I felt the need to write a poem about it.
That was good. Nicely done.
Thank you. Thank you. So
I just one last thing is there was one more spicy fortune that I found for you.
Okay, let's
And
hear it.
here is your last spicy fortune of the day.
Okay.
If you eat something and no one sees it, it has no calories in bed.
Love it. That's right.
All right, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Much love
Thank
to you.
you. Much love. Aloha.
Aloha. We'll see you later.
See ya. That was our friend Koa. Everybody should pick him up. I should have said that before I bounced out, but that was incredible. That was his story. I hope everybody enjoyed that. And I love Koa. Thank you, Seven. Here, wait.